G'day, how you going? Ianapolis here, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my video where I like to teach beginners how to paint simple and effective paintings in acrylic. We'll get the size of the canvas up there for you, okay? And I'll also get some colours going up the screen as well. Look at that, eh? All right, that way you can write them down and get the same colours I'm using, but if you don't have the same colour, you can use something similar. Now, I've got it on a portrait layout, and this was a photo posted in my art group by one of my art members, Rebecca Backman, and it's going by her description in her post. I did ask her if I can use it. She goes, yes, I'll look forward to seeing you doing that. So this is my tutorial on it. It's my take on that photograph, and it's obviously Mammoth Mountain in California there. So it's beautiful and high right up, and you're standing right here, so you're pretty much your eye level is our horizon line, okay? So come on over here and we'll get right into it. So I've done my sketch way up here. There's not much of a sky, and down here is the horizon line and the lake, and it's got some beautiful reflections, just as it does in the photo there. See the reflection of the snow in the water and some trees. Now I'm probably not going to put the boats there, but everything else I like about it. Now pick your sky colour. First I want to just map in the sky colour with some craft paint. Now there's no retarder in this because I'm not doing a massive big blend. This is just to get the sky blue looking a bit realistic on the canvas up here. So see, there's the mountain. So I just want to simply get all this mapped in there, okay? Just to roughly where my mountain is. This is just craft paint. It's going to help the other paint lighten up and flow across. Because see that raw canvas? It can be very dry and scratchy on your paint. So we'll get that there like that. When this has retarder in it, I don't like putting it on the canvas where I know I'm going to paint over it, because it makes life very difficult. Now we'll just quickly blend that with the tip of the brush like so. All right. Now I've just wiped my brush. There's no horizon line in this sky because it's way up there, so we're just going to paint some blue, but I don't want it that colour blue on the canvas. I want it to lighten up a bit. So we'll get this up the top there, and then we can bring it down, okay? See how that's made it lighter? Brush it all in there, get it all in there. Don't worry about all these brush strokes. That's okay. We're going to use the tip of the brush now to get rid of them. Hang on, I'll get rid of that. Now let's stroke that with the tip of the brush. And we're going to get a nice simple sky. Okay. Now, do you want a cloud in there? If you do, whack it in there. If you don't, leave it as it is. It'll look nice as it is. But for those people who would like to put a cloud in there, I'm just going to simply pick up some titanium white out of the tube on my fan brush. I love using the fan brush for my clouds. I don't know why. That's the craft paint, not that paint, this paint, okay? And on this side here, the mountain's going to be there, so I might carry on from behind the mountain and create some kind of, stamp it on, just something that's whispering up into the sky. There's some kind of cloud. See what I've done? Boom, all over. Grab a blending brush and some Chuck's towel. You always got to wipe. I do anyway. And we'll get this. Everything's got to be that way in the sky, okay? Left and right with the horizon, just to get the body of the cloud looking okay. And then we can blend it. Blend the edges right out sometimes. See there? I've blended that edge right out. I left that bit there. I like that pocket there. I like this bit. And I'll probably blend this to the edge of the painting there like that. See, clouds are just any old way. There's no real set way a cloud has to be. I'm going to just try and fix this up here somehow, just so I'm happy with it. And that's it, a simple cloud for those who wanted to put a cloud in the sky. Now I've dried the sky, and I've just going to put my pencil line back over the paint where I'm going to have the edge of the mountain. And I've just sprayed some water on the palette here, and I've just got simple burnt umber, just a dark brown for the, it's pretty much what the colour of the mountain looks like in the painting. And I want to concentrate on the edge first of the mountain, like that, and then I'll just spend my time blocking it in, okay? So we want it nice and sharp. Just concentrate on the edge, get little pockets coming up there like that, bump like that, there. Now I'm not 100% sure, I didn't get into conversation with Rebecca about the photo, but I might be correct in saying Mammoth Mountain is an actual mountain. So see how that just broke up there? That's why I put water in it. And we just want to concentrate on getting the edge done. Now we don't do it like the oil artists do. They use a knife and scrape it down and that. We in acrylic, we get to just paint it. Get a bit of a stalk up there or a peak and get it on there. Now what I just want to do, I've got the shape of it in there. Okay, we just want to block this in, and once it's blocked in, we'll dry it. And I'm going to block it into about here, somewhere there. Now I've added some water into the paint just to get it to flow a bit better. And we're going to paint this in stages, quite simple and easy way. So look at that, you can do that sky, very easy, take your time if you're beginning, if you've just started. And now look at that, blocking a mountain, you can do that as well. Okay, we'll start adding some detail to this. Now I'm not going to keep looking at the mountain in that photo and get lost. I want to put my mountain. I've got the basic shape, the content, the subject from the reference picture. Now I want to put my mountain there. What I generally like to do is, see from the tip of any mountain, I like to just sort of do any wiggly line, right? Okay, there's another one there. And that gives it the illusion that it's coming towards you, okay? If you want, you can get bits tapering off these valleys here, whatever, so to speak, okay? But I don't want to get lost in the one in the picture, I just want to do my own, okay? Now I've got another flat brush. I like using the flat ones for me mountains in acrylic. I'll pull some over here and we'll make black, but I wanted a black brown, browny black colour, not straight black, okay? And then those wiggly lines I just put on there, we'll just work out where we want the dark shadows in the valleys and crests and hills on our mountain. So, and you can always go back over it if you're not happy with it. So I'm going to try and, I don't know, just try and create some kind of mountain muscle within me mountain. Let it fade around, let it all fade and carry on like nature. How's that looking in the monitor? Yeah, that's all right, I suppose. This can come here a bit, let bits fade, sweep it down across the land. So we'll come across here, there's that line there, and we're sort of sweeping, making it, just cover that line up. We'll cover that, that's going to be covered up with some snow anyway, so don't worry about that. And hopefully this will make for an okay mountain, because where our dark bits are, we will be having snow like it is in the photo, because obviously on Monument Mountain or Mammoth Mountain, whatever it's called, it's got snow pillowing and pocketing down. Come to there, I don't know, I'm just making this up as I go. I'm not looking at the reference. I might look at the reference for some kind of shadow idea, but I'm not getting lost back and forward trying to get the replication of it all, you know. See what I'm doing here? I'm trying to get sweeping shapes within this mountain mass that I've painted on my canvas here. All right, and then we'll probably get some over this side here. Come right off the painting as you do it. Don't just stop there. Your brush strokes will look more natural when and if they need to come off the painting there. And we're going to put some white within that. Get something in here as well. There we go. Now I've dried that, and you can see with doing that squiggly line and just painting the darker value to it, it's made the mountain kind of look like it's coming at us. Now we'll just add some snow. So for the snow, I've got my titanium white out of the tube. Now I've dried everything on the canvas. Now I will look at the reference just for a little bit and then move away from it so I don't get lost in it, because there's pretty much snow. There's lots of little dots in between it. There's pretty much snow coming all the way down the ridge, okay? And there is bits that are not covered. So there we go there like that. We could probably put little bits here. Just take your time, take your time. Bits cascading down there like that. So that is like a backbone, and I'm going to kind of come off it. That's what's going in my mind, okay? See what I've done there? Now I'll get a bit more. We'll get the corner of the brush and spill off that wiggly line that you've done, and where you find it, you feel it's coming down a ridge or a valley of that mountain, you can come like that. That's what I'm kind of doing, and we're going to gradually detail this with nice finer bits like that, hopefully, and you can see what's happening to your painting. We want to come down here, get a nice big, I've got a big blob on the brush there. Sometimes with this, if you get a nice looking blob and it looks good, leave it alone. I'm always flattening my brush, tapering it to get some nice hard points on there as well. Now we'll come around here and we'll make a nice bit just spilling all the way down the mountain. A nice bit of snow, as it is in the picture there, coming all the way down here. Okay, it's coming down between rocks and stuff. Now if you don't know what you're painting when you copy something, stop copying it and make up your own shape within there, because some people get lost and they keep going not knowing what they're painting, and sometimes you might have looked at a painting and think, what's that? And it's because I feel that's what that is from. It's because some people, when you're learning to paint, you don't realise what's going on, but you're trying to make sense of it. All down here's snow. See, now I'm starting to flatten this out because the mountain's coming towards us like that. So this is the flat bit, and this will be all detailed as well. Beautiful, because we're going to put trees in here as well. Now I'm just turning the camera on and off. You're not really missing a lot when it's off. This is a nice low bit here. So I've looked at the picture for here, and it is a bit of a low bit, so we'll get some of this coming down off that high bit. Keep shaping the edge of your thing. Now that line I put there, I'm using that to follow, and it's coming down big chunks of it. There'll be some trees in front of that. See, just mucking around with white. So those lines that I drew here, I'm kind of drawing them in with that. We could probably put another mound here with snow that's caught up, and you'll see that it's just looking like snow on that shape of an object. And then when we put the trees on there, things will take shape as well. So we'll get some down here, coming into a big hill, and some from this side showing a rock there. And you want bits of it veining up into the rocks. Get that middle bit all like it's on the rocky surface there. Okay, now we'll just put some of this billowing into a big pocket here as well, somewhere down there. Cascading off that line that I put there. This is making that line up, and there's all snow there. Now I've got green I want a dark tree. So I've got green and magenta. Okay, I'm going to mix up a real dark value that'll sit on top of that brown there. Get a bit more of that in there. That's forest green and quinacridone magenta. Okay, and we're just going to put in some trees coming down the mountain. So looking at the picture, I could start about here and probably put some in. I've put some white in it. You're not seeing them properly, so I've just put a little bit of white in there. Let's see what happens, because you can barely see them. These are just distant trees coming down the mountain there. Okay, I've got a small filbert brush looking at the mountain where trees. I've just got black, just straight out black, and I'm just going to make groups of trees on this mountain like it is in the picture bit. Like there's a group there like that, and just kind of make up your own way. Put some in between the snow here, and this will make up more of those lines that you scratched in. Okay, but it's done out of trees. We got some of them here coming down, some coming down here. And then start spreading them out like they are in the photo. Try not to get the same sort of repetitive pattern though as you're putting them on. And we can sit some of the snow back. Everything's dry up there. I've got some of the forest green and cadmium yellow medium. Now I don't want this too bright, but I just want it enough to stand out on top of that black colour we just put on there, the shadowing. Okay, and just find what you put on there and try and find those trees in there. I'm going to go a bit darker. I'm feeling that's a little bit too bright still. Just something there. I feel I probably, it doesn't matter, that's still alright, but the mountain could have had a lot more lighter values in it to make these darker ones stand out. But that dark is underneath all this colour now. If you go and put your light greens on your normal painting without the dark there, they're going to look weird and floaty. That's the main objective with all my tutorials, giving something a beginner can look at and learn and be inspired from. Now I've dried this, we're going to put in the water. So for the water I've got me putter on a brush again and more of the craft paint. No retarder in it, no retarder, just the craft paint on its own. And we're going to mimic the reflection of the mountain in the water. And this will give us that surface to do so. So from about here where the water's going to be, I'll start brushing that in. I'll come up to the horizon line, get it all the way up to there. Get the brush on its edge, kiss it against the mountain. You want, if you lose your dark bit, that's okay, you can put it back, because we've got to put a bit of a dark bit there just to distinguish the water line against the mountain out there. So there we go, nice and straight. See how good this brush works. All the way down to there. Now where's me brown there? I've just got a flat brush and I want the brown, the burnt umber. I'll bring it over here. And I just want to get some of that in the brush now, loaded. I'm stamping it up and down like that. And in the white, we want to kind of like get our browns in. So I want to, let's go from about here. We can do that there if we want. Now that white might have to be dried. We're going to see how it works. And I just want to start scratching in the reflection of the browns now, just like this. Just like that. Just straight up and down. I'm bringing some of that around now, there like that. Now use your brush to get rid of those overlapping lines. Doesn't have to be exact, just somewhere near. Coming there. Coming all the way up to there. This is just going to make for the water. That's why I like this photo. I saw these things in it and I thought, wow, there's good things to learn. A beginner can learn. And what I can do is, if I put too much brown, I can come back with white. There's going to be some trees there, because there are in the picture, and I want them in this one as well to represent Mammoth Mountain. And there's obviously some pockets like here in between the white, like that. All right, I've cleaned me putter on a brush and I've dried it. Now I want to just pull that across. It's still wet. There we go. Done. Okay, now I'm getting the burn umber on my putter on a brush. And from the bottom, I want to map in the ground grass area until I get to the water. I'm using the putter on a brush because it don't muck around. It gets the paint right on there. And I'm going to give this the shape of the bank that I want. Now the bank ain't going to be exact in the photo. I want to make the bank my painting. There we go. So we'll get that into there like that. Now I can lightly bring this into the water and it'll make the water look like it's underneath. There we go. That's the water there, coming onto the sandy, grassy bank. Okay, flat brush, and back to that green we had over here, the dark green. We'll just use the dark green with some burn umber, I suppose. Now I'm just using a flat brush just to do some simple, basic, effective pine trees at the bottom of the mountain, but we want them sharp enough. So we're going to leave some snow there. Let's see how... No, see, that's too thick. I don't want that one. I'm going to find another. So I want some trees, leaving a bit of a bank down here like they are in the photo. So I'll just create the bank area first with this up, grabbing some more paint, and down and along, something like that. Okay, we've created the banky area, and now we want to get these as pine trees. We can probably have a cluster of some up in here somewhere, all the way up in there. That's why I wanted a small brush. And these ones will come about this. What's on this brush? It's got a bit of a, it's got a bloody dag off there. Get off there, you mongrel. Hopefully I got it. And we want these about up here. These are just like pine trees. I'll get the top of them where I want roughly now. So I want them roughly about here. I'll just get that area mapped in where I want it, and then I can brush them in. There we go. Let's say about there. And out here a bit. Now we'll get all this painted in like trees or something. You can do this. Now see how we're getting some different values of light and dark there, here and there. It's up to you. You gotta finesse that and like take your time now. I'll wet the brush a bit so it'll transfer better. You've got to take your time and finesse that. Join them up, see, like that. Now with the same paint, come along and let's get our other bits all along here, just sort of bits of groups and clusters of them, backwards and forwards from each other there. I'll put some darker bits in there later. But that's all it is in the actual photo. We've got some here. Add some more paint. Now, I don't know, the camera wasn't on. Pulling all this down into the water. Okay. See where the others are? And we'll just distinctively put them in there. So I'm looking at, yeah, there's a bit of a gap between the horizon line and there. So there, like that. Now my brush is on an angle. I need to be more upright to get this looking good. Okay, we got that there. That's looking okay. Don't put too much paint on your brush if you can help it. And we'll get these ones all the way out here as well. Maybe something there. Just get this all finished over here. Where you got a gap, it's important to keep that gap in the reflection. That just helps with the realism or bullshitting aspect of it all. We just got some darker bits here. Because all these different colours and reflections, they what make up the surface of the water. See, now I've gone and put some big blobs there I don't like. Now, next step is to grab the burnt umber where it's got a little bit of the white mixed in it, because these burnt umber bits that are in the water, like here, let's make sure that's the right, oh, I've got my wrong stick on there, it's on the, we bring some of these into the white and vice versa into the brown with the whites, okay? I'm just going to darken this up first, it's a bit dull. You scallop them further out into the white, okay? That'll just make your water look more kind of glassy and real. Level with the horizon line. Now I'm just using a small detailed flat brush here. And then we're grabbing the white, coming from the white and into some aspects of all the browns. So we sort of scallop this into there now. Now see how we got bands there? We want to try and create those ripply waves within the water. So I'm just grabbing like the white with that small brush, but keep these I'll use my stick to lean on. You want to keep these straight. They might be curved, but the curve has to be straight. Like I'll show you here, we'll come from there, nice and thin, but follow those curves around. Boom, stop. Okay, this is just going to add that slight ripple within the water. Oh, I don't like that lines there, but that's all right. Just get the paint chiseled on the edge of your brush. So our lines are there. Now let's come into the water, which is some here. Just follow your areas. Some can be thick, some can be thin. And you get the gist of how it's sort of lapping just onto the dirt there. Okay. Now I just want to get something resembling the object within the painting. Maybe something like that. Coming off. And I'll start my tree about there and come into there like that. Just something. And I'll use the little flat detail brush I was using before for the pine trees in the water, just to grab that thing's reflection. So we're there and we just want to pull that down into the water. and then our rock, whatever this is. Boom, 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 boom. Pull it down, pull it down. Now just grabbing that little filbert in the dark green again, and we're just going to put some kind of branches on this, something there, and something scooting across the front of it, and we'll just lightly highlight this as well. I'm just grabbing the yellow now, making a yellow green. So you'll see the, there we go, in front. And you can dry it so that won't mud up on you. In front of the trunk. I'm just grabbing some white on that detail brush just so I can put the water there and sink our reflection down. Put him back. And I'll probably get a little bit of paint there and something across here. Okay, I'm just filling this corner up with some stones. I've put black shadow there. Now I'm just highlighting them with the slightly lighted burn umber. Dry it in between. Yeah, I'll just highlight some of these. I'm just using a small filbert here, but this filbert's pretty old and it's been munted up. Didn't last very long. So here's all our rocks within the dark shadow there. Now just to finish this off, I'm just got some glaze with some craft white, and roughly where I want the water over those stones there, I've dried it. And we're just going to film over them so it looks like they're underwater. And we can probably lightly come across here as well. Over our reflections up there. Not the tree, just these ones here. There we go. And that'll sink them underwater. Okay, just to finish it off, we'll sit some of this back just with some scratchy grass in there, okay? And I've got a hog bristle fan brush. Just something I want to get some, we'll get some white in that as well. Just to scratch up some grass if we can. Oh. I'm coming just a bit back from the water there so that's behind, leaving some darks into this, and I'm just putting it on and flicking it up. I don't really do this much because I don't really like it, but I'm giving it a go anyway. Okay, now what I'll do is just pick up some dark, put it on there where I feel it's too bright, just like that. Wipe the brush like a gentleman, right? Just wipe it like that. And then flick that up. That way you're just killing a lot of that brightness. I put a bit too much on there, but bugger it, it'll do, eh? Now, it's quite dark in the actual picture. I've got to wash that brush because we don't want it to go grey. And I'm going to pick up the light colour again now with the white and the raw sienna. Was it raw sienna dark? Yeah. And I'm just going to, yeah, in front of that. So that dark is behind, adding depth. Look at that, just boom. Right over that, yeah. Oh, I went right up there like an idiot. Don't do that. Otherwise you'll turn it to snot. All right, let's whack a frame on it and see how that looks in a frame. There you go. That's not too shabby in a frame, actually. We've got Mammoth Mountain. Picture I chose from Rebecca Backman. She posted it in my art group. And that's not too shabby, I suppose. We just got the water. It's a rendition of that picture, the nice sky and the big Mammoth Mountain with snow coming down. And just remember, you can do that. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video and there was something in there that tickled your fancy. And don't be shy to share, like and subscribe if you're new here. And if you like what I'm doing, tell your friends, eh? But if you don't like what I'm doing, you tell everybody, all right? Goodbye, good luck, and good on you.